What's up, guys? I'll be honest, this video is not even gonna be too much about, fashion. I'll do a little bit about fashion, but this is truly just a reflection over my past 4 years. I'm a senior. Last Wednesday was my final game as a senior in soccer here at the college. And this I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but it's simply just a reflection on this year. So, some background information. I play soccer, obviously. Played. And I've always wanted to play. I played in Europe when I was a kid, played in Africa and whatnot. And my dreams were always, as a kid, to go professional or play at the highest level that I can. Watching Liverpool and Young Boys, all these teams, I always wanted to do it, and I always felt like I could compete. I moved to the U.S., and, in my head, I was always, out loud, I would always say, bro, I want to go D1, I want to go D1. COVID had hit, and I wasn't training. Realistically, I wasn't looking at my weight, my diet, wasn't doing the things that I needed to do to get my publicity out there, to get recruited, and wasn't on a team at all. I didn't join a team until about 2 years after COVID. Not 2 years after COVID, but after COVID was really done. And the people who actually wanted to go D1 had already been doing the work that they needed, whether it be in the field, in the turf room, talking to coaches. I wasn't doing that. I was doing that halfway through my senior year. So I had already cooked myself. In my head, though, when I was playing, I knew that I had kind of fallen off. I wasn't training and competing at the highest level that I could, I still ran and lifted, but I knew I wasn't pushing myself as hard as I could. In my head, I knew that for a long time. That dream of wanting to go professional, wanting to go D1. And then later in that year, I wasn't getting no offers, and I went to combines, and I was like, "Yo, this level is really high," and so I kept dropping it in my head. But out loud, I still was saying I want to play at the highest level. But I felt at the time I couldn't compete. So I wouldn't say I settled for D3, but I went D3, and I ended up choosing the school I'm at now here in upstate New York. I love schooling all, but coming in for soccer, again, I was a freshman. I was tiny, man. I weighed like 135 pounds, 140 pounds. I think 140 something pounds as a freshman. First practice, we did after we did the conditioning or whatever and the fitness test. So second practice of the day, first day of practice, I got bodied by this kid. Also a freshman, but he was older. He plays at FAU now. He's definitely most likely going professional. He's D1. I tried to go shoulder to shoulder to him. He was like 6'4", bodied me across the field. Went flying. So yeah, there's levels to this soccer collegiate. This is a whole different game, ball game. I'm playing against grown men, and I went through the first year truly in a developmental phase, mindset wise, skill wise, and all. I had to catch up with the rest of the people. I spent a lot of time whining, complaining, hey, I'm not playing, because I was expecting to play every game. Start coming in as a freshman. I didn't have that ego death, that reality check and whatnot coming in as a freshman. I didn't have that till I came in. I really got him. Everyone here was the best player from their school, from their club. I had international, so best player in their town if they're not professional already. And that was a reality check for me. Spent a lot of time whining, complaining my freshman year. To be honest, I didn't do much about it. I only did things when I got angry. So I'd go train for a little bit when I got angry, or I would train with someone else who got bench or didn't dress. Which not dressing was crazy to me. Not dressing and not traveling was another reality check to me, because in club or whatever, you for real, everyone would probably either go to the game, they may not play, but they at least put the jersey on or would travel with the team. College, if you don't make a roster, bro, you're sitting at home. And so it was embarrassing not making the roster, walking past the girls' soccer team and other people at the school, and you ain't got that aura or whatever. You're staying at home while the rest of the team like, oh, don't you have a game? Yeah, I didn't make it. I didn't make the roster. It was weird to say. And it kind of lit a fire in me, so I came back the next year. I put on a lot of weight. I got faster. I finished in like the top 10 for the fitness test my second year. And I thought I did enough. But I was trying to compete with players from last season. What I didn't know is, and I didn't take into consideration, that everyone also worked over the summer as well. So I'm not competing with the players from last year. Now I'm competing with a new set of people who also did the same work as me, and they're raising the bar more. So I came in expecting to compete, so I worked hard to get to this level. But now everyone else who went was also at this level. So again, I had to go through a lot of mental struggles, still not playing. I dressed way more. I made roster way more my second year, but still wasn't playing. I ain't see the field. I played 4 games in total for my first 2 years. And that took me down a lot, because I'm like, man, like, this is what I came here to do. I came for the other school as well, but I came here to play, and I'm not playing. And when I do play, I play like 10 minutes. They put me on the second team, and I would still train there well, but we'd still lose every game, like 6-1, 10-0. Like, it didn't do much. And what can I say? I would also be told, and I'd go and ask, what can I do to improve? I was told I need to do this, so I'd go do that thing and come back and then told, okay, now you need to do this. Instead of, no transparency and honesty of telling me what I needed to do. So that didn't help much at all either. On top of that, being ridiculed by teammates, people trolling me, it was a lot, and it took a lot for me to learn. So during that time, I needed a win in my life, and I needed to do something that I enjoyed. So I started my fashion. I kind of was already in it, but I really started to do some content creation, started to try to find myself in dressing, which my fits from 2 years ago, nowhere near what they're at now, in my exposure. But I really was doing stuff at the school. Joined the Black Student Union, became president for Black Student Union. I did that my freshman year. And started doing photo shoots and just being active and everything. Finished my service hours my second year of college, just everywhere. So to be visible, because I'm like, if I'm not gonna win on the field, I gotta win everywhere else. I gotta be better than everybody else in every other aspect. My grades good, 3.9. Like I really, that's when I started to like look like, okay, well, obviously, let's be realistic. I'm probably not going professional, and I'm definitely not transferring out to another school to do better. Like, I have no film, I have nothing. My time, I really started to say to myself, like, my time here is done for soccer. Doesn't mean I'm going to quit or I'm going to just end up, just giving up, but I'm not going professional. I started to know that. So, I started to focus on other things. Those other things blossomed in my life. But I'm like, I can't go outside. So third year, come in, new coach. So I'm like, new opportunity. A lot of players left and transferred. I'm like, man, I can really fit into this team now. I'm really here to step up. Whenever I used to make a mistake my first 2 years, I'd get in my head, And then coming in my third year, I'm like, hey, bro, this is just a game. I'm gonna just go at it as hard as I can and do what I can. I worked on my touch over the summer, physicality. I came in like 160 pounds, just pa. Mind you, I'm 5'5", 5'6", depending on who's asking. And I was also dealing with an injury. I got injured in the spring season my sophomore year, and I did a lot to make sure I could come back. My knee was gone. And I did a lot of work. I did some martial arts. I was doing yoga, doing squats to strengthen that knee. I was doing everything. I was in a brace. I was walking like 2 miles a day, just to get that physicality. And when I say walking, I'm not talking about just walking, having fun. Like, I was going to hills and walking backwards up the hill to strengthen my knee, and then going back down, and then wearing weighted vests and running up the hill to strengthen that ligament around my knee, because it was shattered. I was in a brace. It was my LCL. I was done. I'm like, okay, I gotta get stronger now. And it actually made my touch better because I had to work on the other foot a lot over that summer because I couldn't really use that leg. But I came back in the best shape I've ever been in. On top of, stuff that happened in my personal life. I had just left a relationship, so I had some fire in my soul, and it took a lot of time that summer to really focus on myself, and that's all I did. And so I was expecting, to really come back and train. I was around soccer all that summer, did a summer camp. Come in, training well. I thought so, and I still wasn't made with the first team yet. Like the starting 11 and the subs that would come on. So they put me on the second team that first week. After preseason, that first week of school started, the season I started like a game in, 2 games in. I was like, okay, put me on the second team. First game's coming up. New position as well. Coach is not coaching us. It's the assistant coaches for the second team. I'm going to ball out. I scored 2 goals that game and assisted 1. So I'm like, yes, I finally, my work that I've been putting in the last 2 years, I'm done. I'm not coming back to this second team. I'm about to go and train with the first team again. There's no way I come back. Next practice, I'm still with the second team. So then we go again. That week, I don't dress with the first team. I don't do nothing. I'm still training because we train all together, but then they split it. Then if you don't get like 25 minutes or more for the first team, you have to play for the second team. So went in as a striker. Second game, that game, scored a penalty. Now I got 3 goals and an assist in a week and a half. I'm like, there's no way I'm still going to be with the second team. Boom! Second team still. As a matter of fact, I don't even dress for almost the rest of the season. In another game, I scored another goal. I had goals on goals and assists and, just growing as a player that whole season on the second team. And I still wasn't playing. So I go to coach. I'm like, coach, why am I not playing? I'm doing everything you asked me to do. Right now, at that time in the season, I had 3 goals. I'm like, I have more goals than the first team strikers. He says, yeah, you are one of the top finishers on the team, but you're just not passing the ball enough. So I'm like, oh, it's all over again. So my last 2 years, I get told to do this, but I'm not doing this. I'm doing well in this aspect, but I'm inconsistent in this aspect. So I'm like, okay, next game, I'm going to spend all my time in practice, all my time, passing the ball more as a striker. So I do that. And my dad told me, you need to stand out. You need to do something, and coach will be like, I need that on the field. So I'm like, I'm scoring. In practice, I was finishing almost all the time. I was scoring in games. I'm assisting. I'm like, bro, there's no way. I'm short, so I have to stand out. Come back again 2 weeks later. Coach, I did what you asked me to do. Why am I still not playing? What can I do to improve, to get chosen? It's just not strong enough. It looks like you don't know what to do with the ball. So I have to go back and do it again. This adversity just kept pushing me to do more and more things. And it taught me a lesson. If you keep putting your worth in someone, you're never going to be happy. Because at the end of the day, if the coach likes you, he likes you. If he thinks you're good enough, he thinks you're good enough. You have to truly believe in yourself that you're good enough and you can compete. So I had to really learn that. A lot of lessons I learned from that season because I was doing everything right. Still just wasn't getting chosen. And again, people say that you have a lot of good players on the team, correct. But I can compete. And I was never really given that chance that year. And I was playing out of position as well. So you have to understand that too. But, maybe it just wasn't good enough. So I took my last year. I'm like, my last year, bro, I got to come in. Because I only played 2 games that season too. All under, in total that season, 20 minutes. No, not 20 minutes. So this is how it was. I played 19 minutes my junior year. Played 18 minutes my sophomore. And I played 17 minutes my freshman. A minute each. So I'm like, dude, I can't play 20 minutes my senior year. I got to at least triple or double that. I'm shooting to be a starter because now I played spring season. They told me, hey, you're looking real good. I think you can start for us this year because you're never playing your position on the left wing back for the formation that we're playing. So I'm like, yes. And I took some time off and played lacrosse season as well. So, I got a new aspect of sports and grit. And I did it to be tougher, how to be tougher and, like stronger when I'm getting hit. Like, to be able not to take a hit. Because I lost my tooth too as well in my sophomore year. So I was scared to go into contact. And they just made me fit. It kept me fit. Take my mind off of a sport that was truly stressing me out. I'm in my senior year here. It's finally ended. By far, my most upsetting season. Like, as much as I looked at all the positive, and I made sure I was a good teammate this year and motivated people, you never saw me like publicly complain until the end of the season where I'm like, all right, bro, this is actually getting on my nerves. I feel like my senior year was the best. I was not scared of anything because I understand this now. Like, soccer is soccer. Those are my strongest, my fittest. Even though I think I was more bigger my junior year. I did a lot more running this year. But touch everything. I understood the game. No mistakes, bro. Every now and then I make a bad pass. All season, training well. I actually subbed in for the first game of the season. So I'm like, okay, we're going somewhere. And I was training with the first team. And then I got dropped out of nowhere. Then as a senior, I didn't dress for like 3 games. I was so mad. And I'm the only senior not dressing and not traveling. It's like, absolutely not. The whole starting lineup was almost all seniors. So I was like, bro, I can't. I want to be with my team. I want to be with my class that I came in with. So I was training crazy for like 2 weeks. And I was injured too. I got injured like 3 days in the preseason. My leg buckled, bro. It was bad. I thought my season was done. I thought I tore my ACL. By the grace of God, bro, I was lucky that it didn't tear. But it always bugged me. It still bugs me now. You can hear it crack. It's destroyed. And continue and talk to the coach. Like, what am I doing? Like, I want to play. I want to compete. Like, I'm not here begging for playtime, but I want to compete. I know I can compete. How can I help the team on the field and in training sessions? Was told what to do. I do it. Come back. A new reason. Still not dressing. Just told, I'm getting beat out by the guys in my position. I was competing. I would never see it. I asked, do we have recordings? Nothing. And again, my grades are still good, 3.9, and now I've reached the status on campus. Everyone knows who I am. Fashion-wise, this account was growing, so I have other wins, but it was just one thing that always sat in the back of my head, like, I'm not playing. I came here and I'm not playing. Now, granted, this year I did play way more than my other years. I only played 4 games or 3 games still. I started 2. One senior game, and the other was, I don't even know how you would label it, but yeah, but I ended up not even dressing, and I was told, you're training well, so I was I ran out of storage, but I was told I was training well, so I was expecting to play, or get some time, get some opportunities, because there's games where the starters weren't playing, so there's more opportunities. And, coach was saying the players would get opportunities to play, to show up and step up. But those games, I didn't even, there was a game where I didn't even put in the game, and a lot of players got the opportunity. So I'm like, it's not fair. I'm not even getting the opportunity to show myself, showcase that, I can compete, I can play, I've been training well in practice. And I have players who even said what was happening to me this season was ridiculous because this is my best season. I'm training well, and I'm doing things that other players can't do in some positions. And it was players who used to, troll me. So it wasn't just, one player or 2 players. It was multiple players that knew what was happening to me. It was crazy. I guess my dad told me, stop expecting, things just because you're doing good. You may do the best thing ever and still never get the results you want, and I was always looking for positive reinforcement. And, going into the last few years, I tried to keep the best mindset, but, after a while, those things start to get to you. But I had to understand, my destiny was made for me, and this, may have not been it, but I still have to show up for those who this is for. So I still continue to be a good teammate, never showed my actual emotions till I got to my room, and didn't let it get the best of me on the field. Mistakes, wipe it out of my head and keep going. Try my best, you always hurt me at games. Even if I'm not playing, I'm the loudest. Let's go, guys, let's go. Sometimes I'm even coaching, take things into my own hands, help the guys out. Those who are struggling mentally, I know how it felt to be in that position for especially the younger players. So, I would be the first, let's go, keep going. You're good. You're here for a reason. But at the end of the day, I never got the opportunity to play and showcase what I could have been. And, I'm not going to sit here and whine and cry. This sport got me to where I am now. It was the key way, the network to get me here. So I'm always forever grateful for the sport. And I'm glad I wish things could have went different, but I'm glad what happened because it made me a better man, a better person, better boyfriend, better teammate, better everything. It's helped me build tough skin and, memories and stories that I'll forever be able to tell. But yeah, that's just a little quick reflection on my time here in college as a soccer player, my 4 years. Wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. I'll go back on my words. Wouldn't have it any other way. If I didn't have these lessons, I'd be a different person, different mindset, and I wouldn't be able to do the things that I've done now. So, yeah. Always just when I'd leave for some athletes, always come in with an open mind and understand that what you thought you knew might totally be destroyed right now and reconstructed in your mind based on new experiences. So yeah, and always be that let's fix this. Always be that person, that teammate that people can look at and be like, yeah, I want him on my team, even if his skill's not good, his energy, his work rate, all that. Always be that person and be that teammate. Don't talk down on other players, say that they're trash, blah, blah, blah. Be that person to help them because it goes a longer way, not just in soccer, but when people want to refer to you or you need a letter of recommendation or whatever, teachers and players can always be like, yeah, I remember that guy. He was a good person. He always had a good mindset, good work rate. And yeah, and don't put your worth in no coach, ever. Good coach, bad coach. You should always understand that you can play. You can play. You can compete. Don't put it in someone else. If they choose a lineup or they choose a starting five, if you're on the bench and you start to say, man, am I not good enough? Am I not good enough? Don't ever give someone that power. You must always know that you can do the best. You can be hard on yourself. Yeah, no, I can do better. But don't put it in another coach to tell you that you're not good or since you're not making the lineup that you're not as good as the next man. Because what are you here for then? You have to truly believe in yourself. And then others will believe in you and whatnot. And it may not even work in your favor. You may never touch that court, that field, the pool, whatever sport you're playing. But you have to believe in yourself. So yeah. And now that was just a little something different for today's content. I haven't done long form since my birthday. So I'm just getting this video out here. I've been doing a lot of short form content. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube at Hesfashionablee, H-E-S, fashionable, and Lee at the end of that fashionable, so an extra E. Or you can find me on Instagram at YVNGMALTESER, Young Malteser. Or you can just type in David Lee and my name will show up. So yes, been real, guys. Thank y'all for checking in, and sorry for such a somber topic, a reflectionary topic, but we'll get back to the fashion content. And
if this ain't no love, then what it is, yo? If this ain't no love, then what it is? If this ain't no love, then what